You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
Okay, I'm not going to bother taking the headset on and off and doing a bunch of crazy stuff this time because I really just want to get to the meat of this story. For all of my Floridian friends who it is very late for right now, I just want to talk about it. And news, as I'm sure you have seen, broke that Bob Chapek is gone. He is out as the Disney CEO, and he's not being replaced by, Christine McCarthy or another, suit at the Disney Studios, the Walt Disney Company. He's being replaced by the person he replaced. Bob Iger is coming back. Now, it's weird. I'm like shaking. I'm not like giddy that Bob Chapek is leaving. I'm very excited to see what Bob Iger is doing, what this whole plan is. If you don't know, okay, the Walt Disney Company has been under a lot of scrutiny these past couple of weeks, months, and yes, years with Bob Chapek at the helm as CEO. A lot of things having to do with stocks and bonds and trading and shareholders, all stuff that I have no idea about. I'm here to talk all about living with the land, okay? So from the opinion of a dumb boy looking in, it looks like, Bob Chapek, as we all know, is sort of a notorious penny pincher, right? He likes to cut costs to make money elsewhere. And honestly, it's a strategy. It's a strategy that happens in other companies all over the place all the time. But with Disney, it's not really working. Yes, he's cutting these costs. Yes, he's doing all these things. But Disney's public perception and even their stock price is not doing very good. So what does Disney have to show for all of these, measures that Bob Chapek has taken? Worse parks and worse content, It's not a great look. I've said it before, and I'll say it one last time, okay? The parks are very weird right now because they are simultaneously the best they have ever been and worse in more ways than they have ever been. Genie Plus replacing FastPass, the downtime of attractions, all of these things, the cleanliness even of the parks it's getting bad, okay? I have never been stuck on Indiana Jones in the Boulder Room for so long. No, I didn't film it because I knew the second I would take out my phone, the ride would resume. So basically what I'm saying is that Disney is not in a great spot right now. But all of this is kind of surprising to me because the board of directors renewed Bob Chapek's contract to be CEO of Disney for another 3 years, just recently, like within the past couple months. Again, business talk. I don't know or care. I'm the Lafitte guy, not the bottom line guy. So, okay, I'm getting way ahead of myself here. It's on the Hollywood Reporter. I'm going to read it off of the Hollywood Reporter. The Disney Board of Directors said, "We thank Bob Chapek for his service to Disney over his long career, including navigating the company through the unprecedented challenges of the pandemic," said Susan Arnold, chairman of the board. The board has concluded that Disney embarks on an increasingly complex period of industry transformation. Bob Iger is uniquely situated to lead the company through this pivotal period. I think this is very nice speak to sort of send Chapek out very kindly, very respectfully, to get Iger back in. Okay, we all sort of trashed on Iger when he was in charge, right? We didn't know how bad it could get until it got worse. And then once Chapek became, the man in charge, people began praying, dreaming of Iger, the days of Iger to return. And I guess that's what we get now, huh? So I'm a parks guy, right? We all know, that's why we all watch my channel, right? Westcott, Epcot, most importantly, Disneyland, the Haunted Mansion, Jean Lafitte, all of these things, it's the Disney parks. I'm asking myself right now in my brain, how is this going to affect the parks? Because we all know the films, like the MCU is like the biggest Disney property out there right now, and that's very much in Kevin Feige's hands, less so in Chapek's hands. But Bob Chapek and Bob Iger and Michael Eisner and Walt Disney and Roy Disney and Frank Wells, all of these people had bigger impacts on the parks. Or not bigger impacts, maybe just more hands-on. The parks are a direct reflection of who's in charge at the time. And we all remember how quickly after Bob Iger was appointed CEO, how quickly things changed with the Walt Disney Company, especially when it came to the parks. Genie Plus, the reservation system, the Magic Key system, all of these things were under Chapek, and now it's time to put Bob Iger to the test. We're gonna see whether or not some of these things are going to be reversed, which brings me to the parks. What's going to happen? What can we expect? And I don't know. All I can expect is that, Bob, I know you're busy right now, but I know you're watching this. Just reconsider that whole people mover thing. Just for me, just give it a thought. Just think about it. Sleep on it even. In all seriousness, I guess that's incorrect, implying I'm not serious about the people mover. This is the do or die time for Disney, especially, most importantly, I would say, when it comes to the parks. Are we going to see, under the tutelage of Bob Iger, things like the reservation system, the Magic Key system, Genie Plus? Are we going to see these things change or maybe even go away? I don't know. I'm not a businessman, but I think it is an understatement to say it would be the easiest of easy wins for Bob Iger to get rid of the reservation system, and as an olive branch toward the fans and the park goers, just to say, hey, I'm back. Even though we're going to continue to nickel and dime you for Genie Plus, now you don't have to make a reservation. I don't know. I actually, if you're gonna ask my honest opinion, I don't know if we're gonna see any massive changes happening to the things like the reservation system and Genie Plus. I hope I'm wrong though. I truly do hope I'm wrong. Now, before we all get too excited, I would like to remind you that this is only a short-term solution, right? The board says Iger has agreed to serve as Disney's CEO for 2 more years with a mandate from the board to set the strategic direction for renewed growth, whatever that means, and to work closely with the board in developing a successor to lead the company at the completion of his term. So no, Bob Chapek is not coming back at the end of those 2 years. Chapek is out as the Disney CEO. He's gone. He's history. He's a footnote in the Disney parks books that we read about the dark days of the Disney company in the parks during the 2020s. Chapek is gone. Iger is in, and somebody else will be taking over from Iger at the end of those 2 years. Who it will be? I don't know. Give it to Kevin Feige. I mean, I guess he's more of a creative than a business. He's more of an Eisner than a Wells or a Roy. Honestly, you know what? No, now that I'm thinking about that, 2 people in charge isn't a bad thing. In fact, that's probably the best content and parks and quality we've gotten from Disney is when 2 people are in charge, 2 differently minded people. That's interesting. So, here's what Bob Iger has to say, in case you're curious. Quote, I am extremely optimistic for the future of this great company and thrilled to be asked by the board to return as its CEO. Disney and its incomparable brands and franchises hold a special place in the hearts of so many people around the globe, most especially in the hearts of our employees, whose dedication to this company and its mission is an inspiration. I am deeply honored to be asked to again lead this remarkable team with a clear mission focused on creative excellence to inspire generations through unrivaled, bold storytelling. Now, already, it's very interesting Iger puts so much of an emphasis on the employees or the cast members of Disney, because I guess he is more well-liked. As far as I know, yes, cast members do need to be paid better, or just in general. Can we just establish that? Can that just happen? Let me know. I have cast member friends. Do you all prefer Iger to Chapek, or do you both see them as just weird, horrible people? But I don't know. It's kind of refreshing. Sorry, I'm clicking around. It's kind of refreshing to hear someone talk about a clear mission focused on creative excellence to inspire generations through unrivaled, bold storytelling. He's not focused on growing the business, right? He's not focused on diversifying the brand and, growing a profit and expanding it. He's focused on inspiring generations through bold storytelling. That right there kind of shows you the difference between Iger and Chapek. Listen, I'm not trying to build up a CEO here or anything. One of them is a corporate businessman. The other is a corporate businessman who just so happens to care about storytelling. So it's honestly, I think it could go either way. I really, really want to hear now, seriously, in all seriousness, from you. What do you think the outcome of giving Bob Iger another 2 years at the wheel of the Walt Disney Company is going to do? Is the reservation system going to go away? Are we going to see the annual pass system sort of get remade? Are we going to see Genie Plus go away and Fast Pass potentially return? The return of Fast Pass would be amazing. Most importantly, are we going to see the pre-Chapek quality and the maintenance and the upkeep and the care for these attractions return to the parks? I certainly hope so, and I honestly, again, I don't know. I'm not a businessman. Again, Lafitte guy. Have I said that enough? Well, I guess we're not entering. We have been in a very interesting time to be a Disney fan, even more so a Disney Parks fan. So we can just sit back and, I guess, wait and see what happens. Park side, film side, merchandise side. I don't know if Chapek really cares about the merchandise. What's going to happen? We'll just sit back and we'll see. If nothing happens in the next 2 years of Iger being CEO, 2 of these things that nobody really likes hanging around, then we know it was in the plan, in the books all along. But until then, everybody, thank you all so much for watching. I have got to go do some live streams and tweets and who knows what else about this now to get even more information that I left out in this video. So thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, again, what you think is going to happen. And subscribe if you're new around here, you want more videos like this, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.